Welcome back. Step inside, guilty wanderer of the weird. Close the stall door behind you like you're sealing a pact. Take a breath. Or don't, depending on what happened last, and brace yourself. Your final absolution begins now. This is Bathroom Confessions, Part 3. There's a rare but very real condition called shower pooping syndrome, where some individuals feel a sudden urge to defecate only once they've started a shower. It's not purely psychological. The warm water relaxes muscles, triggering a reflex in those with sensitive systems. This results in a frantic, dripping sprint to the toilet that feels like the world's worst water slide. Those affected often develop elaborate routines to pre-poop before entering, fearing betrayal by their own bowels. It's always a surprise twist ending every time. Some sufferers even keep a just-in-case towel nearby for emergency dash coverage, while others attempt military precision timing between shampoo and sprint. Doctors note that while harmless, it can turn a peaceful shower into a high-stakes game of intestinal roulette. In extreme cases, people have admitted to keeping a portable stool, pun intended, within arm's reach of the tub. And while the condition isn't officially recognized in medical manuals, the shared stories online prove it's an underreported bathroom thriller playing out in homes worldwide. In certain Scandinavian countries, it's considered normal to have full-length windows in the bathroom, offering open views to snowy landscapes or gardens, trusting that no one's looking. These bathrooms are often situated facing forests or isolated fjords, so the glass remains uncovered. But for those not used to this, the sensation of pooping with a full panoramic view and no curtain feels rather revealing. It's like you're starring in your own Nordic bathroom documentary. One tourist described it as serene and completely vulnerable, like meditating while naked on a cliff. Locals insist the openness is liberating, a celebration of light and nature, while visitors tend to spend the whole time wondering if a distant hiker has binoculars. Some architects even argue the exposure adds thrill value, making your morning routine feel like an art installation on human fragility. Some airline bathrooms have mirrors positioned so strategically that you can see yourself from every angle, even the angles you didn't ask for. They are designed to help flight attendants quickly check uniforms. These mirrors also create a funhouse-style vortex of self-reflection for confused passengers. One woman reportedly emerged from the restroom muttering, "I've seen too much of myself." There's something uniquely humbling about meeting your own gaze mid-flush at 35,000 feet. The sky isn't the only thing that's wide open. Some travelers say the effect is like being confronted by a panel of judgmental clones, silently assessing your life choices. Others claim it's made them reevaluate their posture, their haircut, and their entire existence. That's all before the seatbelt sign turns off. A trend on social media, known as toilet throne photoshoots, had people transforming their bathroom into royal sets, complete with crowns, dramatic lighting, and velvet capes. The purpose is to sit on the toilet like royalty and caption it with quotes such as, "My throne awaits," or "The queen or king will now flush." Some took it further, scepters, adding goblets and even smoke machines. Some critics called it ridiculous, but others said it was empowering. Power moves start in the powder room. In its peak, influencers were staging multi-hour shoots with costume changes and gold-painted toilet paper rolls for authenticity. One viral post even featured a man in full medieval armor, visor down, with the caption, "Long live the porcelain kingdom." There's a growing niche of people who write poetry exclusively while on the toilet, affectionately known online as stall poets. These bathroom bards claim the solitude, silence, and occasional ambient fan hum create the perfect writing environment. There are entire Instagram pages dedicated to haikus written in marker on toilet paper, many of which end up framed in home bathrooms. One poet described it as sacred time, where the words flush into me. Who are we to argue with inspired bowels? Some have even organized open mic nights over Zoom, each participant proudly reading their latest bathroom-born masterpiece. The most dedicated stall poets keep a special bathroom notebook, sworn never to leave the sacred space where their greatest lines are born. Back in the day, many of us would read a magazine, book, or the newspaper when occupying the throne. Thanks to technology, most of us have our phones attached to our hips. That's why it's no big surprise that people use their cell phones while on the toilet more than anywhere else. There is nothing like a good game of Candy Crush when you are dropping the kids off at the pool. It's the only place where you can scroll social media, answer emails, and contemplate your life choices, all while pretending you're just freshening up. The bathroom isn't just a room, but a fully functioning mobile office with questionable acoustics. Studies even suggest your phone is dirtier than the toilet itself, which makes bathroom multitasking a weird circle of irony. Some people admit to losing track of time and sitting so long their legs go numb, basically turning into statues with Wi-Fi. The modern bathroom break has evolved into a full-blown scrolling sabbatical. Nearly twice as many people fold their toilet paper rather than crumple it. Women are far more meticulous individuals when it comes to being dedicated TP folders. Folding is seen as cleaner, more controlled, oddly satisfying, and almost ritualistic. Crumplers, on the other hand, tend to be quicker, more instinctive, and less concerned with symmetry or strategy. Some psychologists suggest your technique reflects personality traits. Organized thinkers fold, while more spontaneous folks crumple. Whichever method you use, the odds are you've never actually thought about it until now. Then again, there are also the rare rappers who practically mummify their hands like they're preparing for ancient burial rites. Couples have even admitted to arguing over folding versus crumpling like it's a household Cold War. Any aliens that have ever studied us must be scratching their heads by this behavior. That's if they have them to begin with. An astounding 95% of people don't wash their hands properly after using the bathroom, with the average hand washing time clocking in at just 6 seconds, far short of the recommended 20 seconds. Meanwhile, approximately 75% of Americans admit to using their mobile phones in the bathroom, turning restroom breaks into scroll sessions. In fact, 30% of men and 20% of women say they won't go without their phones at all. This combination of dirty hands and touchscreen tapping creates a perfect storm of invisible filth. It's true, your phone is most likely dirtier than the toilet seat you sit on. That phone lives in your pocket. Many scientists have suggested phones should come with "Wash Me" stickers, since they double as petri dishes for modern life. The real miracle is that FaceTime still feels intimate when you know what that screen's been through. When faced with multiple stalls, 60% of people instinctively choose the middle ones, likely assuming they're the safest or most neutral option. This leads to faster toilet paper depletion in those stalls and often messier conditions overall. Ironically, the least used stalls, typically the ones at the far ends, tend to be the cleanest and best stocked. Psychologists suggest the choice is driven by a desire to avoid standing out, a kind of herd mentality, even in the most private moments. Next time you're in a public bathroom, if you want a fresher experience, take the road less peed on. Some call it stall roulette, but the smart gamblers always know the winning hand is at the edge. Honestly, nothing says human nature like thousands of people independently deciding to all be average at the exact same time, even in the bathroom. Oddly enough, the average American couple engages in 6 conversations per month, while one partner is actively on the toilet. It's not always urgent either. Sometimes it's just casual banter or making weekend plans. For many couples, the bathroom door becomes more of a polite suggestion than a boundary. Psychologists say it's a sign of emotional intimacy and comfort, though not everyone agrees it's charming. Still, for some relationships, nothing says we're solid, like discussing dinner plans over the sound of a flush. Some partners even admit they'll linger outside the door just to keep the conversation going, turning the toilet into a weird extension of the living room. Honestly, nothing tests true love quite like trying to flirt through the scent of disinfectant that smells like someone took a dump in a field of wildflowers. Approximately 12% of people admit to flushing the toilet multiple times to ensure everything is completely gone, regardless if needed. This behavior, often driven by anxiety, OCD, embarrassment, or desire for cleanliness, can significantly increase water usage over time. Some even feel compelled to flush preemptively before they're finished, just to stay ahead of any potential buildup. In shared bathrooms, it's often more about courtesy than necessity. While it might seem harmless, habitual overflushing adds up both environmentally and on the water bill. Some call it phantom flushing, as if the ghost of past dinners might return if you don't banish it immediately. Others describe it like hitting the save button on a Word document, better too often than not at all. If toilets could talk, half of them would be begging for overtime pay or for suicide options. Some people admit to turning on the sink in public restrooms, not to wash their hands, but to sound like they are. The running water acts as an audio alibi for those skipping the soap and scrubbing, especially when others are occupying the stalls nearby. It's performative hygiene, meant to avoid judgment more than to prevent germs. The irony is that they'll waste clean water just to maintain the appearance of cleanliness. In reality, the sink becomes less about sanitation and more about plausible deniability and social pressure. It's bathroom theater, starring you as the conscientious hand washer in a performance no one asked to attend. Some will even go the extra mile, splashing a little water on their hands like stage makeup for authenticity. Are you one of those people who open every shampoo, lotion, or body wash bottle on the shelf just to sniff each one? You are just one of many others who do the same thing. In fact, there is a whole underground community of bathroom sommeliers out there, swirling Pantene like it's a fine wine. People have admitted to doing this compulsively when bored, stressed, or in need of some comfort. Each scent is like flipping a mood switch. Vanilla for calm, citrus for I'm a morning person now, lavender for I'm going to bed at 8 p.m. like a royal Victorian child. The bathroom becomes an aromatherapy tasting room, minus the wine and cheese platter. There are people who will inhale the fumes of every bottle in the shower like a deranged perfume critic. Hints of coconut with a tragic brush of expired melon. You always get that one mystery bottle whose scent you can't quite figure out. Locked in and determined, you keep sniffing it every day like it's going to suddenly explain itself to you. After it's all said and done, some people just sit and think. Not wiping, not moving, they just ponder. For a few quiet minutes, the bathroom becomes less of a utility and more of the sanctuary. It's the one place where no one expects anything from you, and your only audience is a locked door and your own thoughts. It's my church, and I will use as much Charmin as I want, one woman said. Some will say it's where they solve life's biggest problems, and others just enjoy the rare stillness. Either way, it's a moment of peace between the chaos of flush and re-entry. Entire novels have probably been outlined in these porcelain pews, only to be forgotten once the pants go back up. Some admit they don't even need to go. They just sit there for the sacred silence. Honestly, the bathroom isn't just a room at that point. It's a philosopher's throne with plumbing. In the early 1990s, Amsterdam's Schiphol airport had craftsmen etch tiny fly images at the perfect aim point in its men's room urinals. This simple target reduced floor spillage by about 80%, slashing total restroom cleaning costs by roughly 8%. The idea sprang from a cleaning department manager who'd noticed military latrines with a single dot stayed cleaner and joked a fly would be the perfect target. Behavioral economist Richard Thaler later hailed the Urinal Fly as his favorite real-world example of a nudge, showing how tiny cues can dramatically shift human behavior without mandates. Today, variants from ladybugs to bees race urinals worldwide, all in service of drier floors and happier custodial crews. Starting around 2011, London's captive media began installing pee-controlled video game consoles above urinals in bars and clubs across Europe. Using infrared or pressure sensors built into the bowl, the system detects your stream's direction and strength, letting you ski down slopes or answer trivia by aiming left or right. In Japan, Sega's Toilet hit Tokyo metro stations with games like Graffiti Eraser, Spray Virtual Paint Clean, and Battle Milk from Nose. Compare stream power for a nose milk showdown. Venues reported patrons lingering longer for rematches and an unexpectedly captive audience for in-game ads. It's concrete proof that even public restrooms aren't immune to the gamification craze. That awkward half-shuffle, half-squat walk from the toilet to the sink while your pants are still settling? It's a humble, universal movement that no one talks about but everyone understands. Maybe your belt is being rebellious, where your zipper refuses to cooperate on the first try. Meanwhile, your only goal is to appear semi-normal. and not trip over yourself like a toddler learning to walk. Add wet floors to the equation, and suddenly you're auditioning for America's Funniest Home Videos. Some people even throw in an exaggerated cough or head nod, as if to say, yes, this is totally intentional. It's less bathroom etiquette and more slapstick comedy in real time. Public restroom air dryers should be rebranded as hand dehydrators. Instead of drying your hands, they blast lukewarm air at the speed of a sloth, leaving you waving your soggy fingers in defeat. Yet, there is always someone who commits to the full drying experience, arms tensed, fingers spread like they're absorbing divine energy. For the rest of us, we just wipe our hands on our jeans and call it vintage exfoliation. If someone asks, just say you're air drying your soul. It's less embarrassing than admitting defeat to a wall-mounted breeze machine. Some models even sound like jet engines, making you wonder if your hands are drying or about to achieve liftoff. Honestly, they don't so much dry your skin as age it, leaving you with the moisture levels of a desert lizard. There's a quiet tribe of people who use baby wipes religiously, but stash them out of sight so guests don't judge. They'll make the argument for freshness or completeness, but they'll never admit it unless you catch them restocking in a panic before company arrives. Some even transfer them into inconspicuous containers to avoid branding shame. Apparently, nothing says mature adult like hiding your flushable wipe habit. The truth? It's a movement, literally and figuratively. Some users even become traveling evangelists, carrying pocket packs everywhere, like secret agents of cleanliness. Others stage elaborate wipe smuggling operations, sneaking them into bathrooms at family gatherings. A designer in Sweden once created a toilet paper that's printed with trivia facts. This allowed you to learn something new with every wipe. It included history blurbs, fun science facts, and even bad dad jokes. But sales tanked after users realized they didn't want to read and smear. Turns out educational TP is a one-ply idea. Some customers said the experience made them feel like they were wiping away knowledge, while others admitted to tearing off extra sheets just to finish a particularly good punchline. Collectors began hoarding rolls in pristine condition, declaring them too smart to flush. And somewhere in Sweden, that designer still insists the world just wasn't ready for bathroom-based enlightenment. Honestly, it's the only study session where a highlighter is completely useless. If Shakespeare had lived to see it, he probably would have called it to read or not to read. That is the toilet question. You've reached the end, the mystical U-bend of questionable clarity. Some truths stay with you, others go straight to the sewer, but everyone carried a certain aroma of honesty. Until next time, keep your humor twisted and your hands clean.